Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Well, hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. Very exciting. The Pirates, a 7-0 shutout over the Reds. A great thing to see. A weird thing to see, though. Ke'Bryan Hayes on the other side. 5 years he spent playing in PNC Park for the Pirates. And now, just 8 days after getting traded to the Reds, here he was playing for the opponent here tonight. But Skeens Day, complete shutout for him. Scoreless. He went scoreless 6 yet again and got a win finally. So he's now 7-8. So that's very exciting. But we also have a game in 2 days that I think a lot of people have been waiting for in anticipation. It's been a long 2 weeks of training camp out at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, and now the Steelers are preparing for their first preseason game in just 48 hours. Some weird, not weird news. It was kind of expected that Tomlin, might not play most of the starters. A lot of these guys are vets that are coming in here, and, he doesn't want to risk injury, and they know how the game of football, and they know this playbook, so he felt confident that he could sit most of these guys. Really only 9 of the 22 starters are going to be playing mostly in the trenches, but it'll be a great opportunity to check out Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Again, unfortunate Will Howard with that hand injury. He's gonna supposedly be sitting out now the next three weeks, so all the preseason, which is super unfortunate. But I'm joined alongside Jeff Hathhorn tonight, who has spent all week out in Latrobe with me as well. And Jeff, unfortunate about the Will Howard injury, but still, hey, it's exciting. We have a Steelers game in just 2 days.
Listen, forget the game. Everybody wants to hear Pomp do play-by-play.
Exactly.
So that is going to be the attraction of the game. It doesn't matter the players. We just want to hear Pomp.
Yes.
And, hey, you know what? I'll give him credit. Skylar Thompson has actually been pretty decent over these 2 days of reps. And he, of all the quarterbacks you could have picked that led the first touchdown drive in the 2-minute drill, it was Skylar Thompson. He was very good today. So I want to give him credit. 16 of the normal names that you want to see are not going to be out there on Saturday. But there are tons of position battles, tons of intrigue if you want to see some of the guys that are either fighting to make the 53, fighting to be the second team guy, trying to prove themselves as a rookie. There are a lot of different things you could watch for. I'm not saying it's awesome football. I'm not saying it's the guys the players you want to see. But if you really drill down into it, there are reasons to watch on Saturday night. Yeah,
and I think a big part of that is you mentioned the rookies. I think this is a rookie class that a lot of people can get behind. Again, unfortunate the Will injury, but you have Jack Sawyer, you have Caleb Johnson, who has been having an incredible camp. He already looks like a 2 or 3 year vet out there, not a rookie. And the guys on the defensive line too, of course, Derek Harmon, Y.A. Black. These are guys that we're really excited to see actually get in a game setting in their first NFL game. And so, I'm personally very excited to see these rookies play, especially Jack Sawyer too. I think he's going to be such a big piece on this defensive side this season.
Yeah, you did. I don't know if anyone realized, or at least I didn't, how big the dude is.
Yeah, it still
Jack
blows
Sawyer's
my mind.
He's a big guy on the outside. And of course, what was it, about 10 hours ago or so that we were both looking up at Y.A. Black holding our microphones like this because of how big of a dude he is. And listen, he's batting passes like we haven't seen at a level we haven't seen really at Steeler camp in a while. He's getting his arms up. He's getting penetration. I want to see what he does in a game against somebody else. And he's going to get a number of snaps. So that is a guy and Caleb Johnson, you hit on it. We've seen bursts. We've seen some things in practice, but it's practice where they're really not tackling full most of the time. Now, from what we understand, there's going to be a lot of Jags starters going, so he's going to be going up against real NFL players right from the beginning. Let's see what this guy can do.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. All right, guys, we're going to head to our first break, but you see that question there. It is our Penn West University question of the night. Just scan your phone up there, tap the QR code. Do you agree with Cam Hayward trying to restructure his contract? We talked a little bit about the defensive line, all these starters sitting out. Of course, Cam Hayward is part of that, and we'll dive into all of that weird news that kind of came out of camp today right after this break. So give us a call, 412-575-2600. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is your Xfinity tweet of the night from Shefty. With little fanfare, Steelers four-time All-Pro defensive tackle Cam Hayward has not fully participated in practice yet this summer as he awaits a restructured contract that has not gotten done per sources. Hayward is scheduled to make $14.75 million this season, with $13.45 million of that already earned as part of a roster bonus back in March. Hayward is seeking a raise in a defensive market that has experienced a reset this offseason. Hayward and the Steelers have addressed this privately, but have not made any progress on any reworked deal. So very interesting thing coming out of camp. I did notice he wasn't really participating in any of the team activities, Jeff, but he was still out there doing individuals. So honestly, I didn't really notice, because a lot of these starters, they sit out some of training camp when team activities happen. They don't want to risk injury. You kind of assume maybe that was the case. But to see all of this kind of come out today is a little startling, just because he just got an extension last year. And look, I understand all these edge rushers are signing these $40 million a year contracts, and he wants a piece of that. I understand that the market's changed a little bit this offseason, but I mean, you just got a deal done. You just got paid almost $14 million in March. I just, what are your thoughts on this? I just can't really wrap my head around it right now.
Yeah, Cassidy, I had similar thoughts because I saw him working on the side during team drills and just thought, okay, Mike Tomlin's looking to fill the depth. It's a 36-year-old. They're just going to give him some reps on the side. He doesn't need these team reps. After signing the contract last year, nowhere in my mind did I think that he was trying to hold out, reportedly trying to hold out, because we tried to talk to him today. He declined comment. We didn't think that was going to be the case for him. That wasn't why he was working on the side. He was just, working on his craft while they got younger guys in there. Listen, he grossly overperformed his contract last year. He's the best defensive tackle in the game. He should have made $15 million more than he did. But until they come up with an incentive contract, for instance, let's say you have a sliding scale based on how many years, and say Cam made $2.5 million in salary, guaranteed. And then everything else is incentives, to where he could have made $25, $30, $40 million last year. He would have earned it. But if he would have an injury or have a down year, he could lose $5, $6, $7, $10 million from what he's guaranteed to make right now. If you want to come up with that type of scenario where you work on incentives and the league comes up with an incentive-based program, then you can earn the money you deserve. But for right or wrong, you signed a contract. You said that this is what you should make, and the Steelers took a chance on your age, and you're overperforming the contract. You could have underperformed it, and they still would have owed you the money. It's the risk you take. I mean, it stinks. We all like Cam, but I think, like most people, you kind of hate the timing of this. And that a year after signing a contract, just because TJ gets one, apparently, now he wants more money.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, too, that he declined interviews after practice today, because now it just leaves it open for all this speculation, right? I mean, he could have kind of gotten in front of this thing, explained his side, maybe why this all came out today, and maybe explained a little bit what's been going on behind the scenes so we can justify it a little bit more. But the fact that he just didn't want to talk to anyone about it, I mean, I understand they wanted it to be a private situation. I'm not really sure how it became public, who told Schefter. Was it Cam's people or the Steelers side? I don't know really how it all got out today, but at the end of the day, it got out. And I feel like Cam, especially, who has mastered the PR lane. I mean, he has his own podcast and everything as well. You know, he knows the importance of speaking on his behalf and telling his side of things. So I just thought it was really interesting that he declined any interviews today. And who knows, I mean, maybe we'll hear from him next week. But I mean, how do you see this playing out? Do you see him holding in for the rest of camp and all through the preseason? And what if a deal doesn't get done?
Yeah, listen, I don't think the Steelers leak this information because they have nothing to gain by leaking that information. I don't know that. I mean, again, we'd love to have talked to Cam about it. I mean, can you make an exception for a guy who's been a 10-time captain and done all the things that Cam Hayward does? Yes. But if you start renewing and restructuring or adding to contracts with 2 years left, you're opening the door for other players to say, well, you did it for this guy. And the only one they've ever done that for is Ben. And Ben was an obvious exception, 2-time Super Bowl champ, and you could say, hey, you go win 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback, then you can come to us with 2 years left. And that standard is pretty much, I know the Steelers have changed a lot in how they operate. This is one I think they're going to hold to, and I think the same with Boswell. Boswell outperformed his contract last year by far, and it stinks for him that he's now the lowest paid kicker in the division, let alone the AFC. But when he signed that contract, he was the highest paid kicker in the league. And he's 34 years old. I mean, maybe you can borrow a little money ahead for Boswell, but is he going to get another long-term deal when he's 34 now? I don't know. I mean, they can. Maybe this will work for them. I just don't know if the Steelers are going to budge. Maybe with Cam. I don't know about Boswell. I know he feels like he's got some leverage, and he probably does. We'll see how this all plays out.
Yeah, we definitely will, and hopefully it finishes, like, come to a resolution sooner rather than later, because I mean the season's right around the corner, and you do not want to be going into the regular season with these types of contractual issues and situations going on behind the scenes. But all right, let's get to the phone lines. We have David in Finleyville. David, what's going on?
Yes, thanks for taking my call. I want your answer to my question, Greg. Do you see the Steelers winning this division this year?
Okay.
David,
I think I heard him.
Yeah.
He said, will the Steelers win the division this year? Hey, they very well could. I don't know. I will say this, though. Joey B is a little scary out there in Cincy.
And I was going to go the other way. I still think Baltimore is the team to beat.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's playing at an elite level. They've improved their defense. They've got a really good football team. I think until somebody takes Baltimore off the perch, they are the favorites to win the division. Not that I don't think the Steelers could do that, but I go into it with saying that Baltimore is the favorite to win the division.
Yeah, and I know last year might have been a little bit of an exception. Baltimore, you know, Lamar finally got the win. But I do think for so long, in recent years, the Steelers have kind of had the Ravens' number. So, you know, that it's always kind of 50-50 in my mind when those two play each other. But I mean, the end of the season last year with Cincinnati and the Bengals, the terror they were going on and the points they were putting up, I mean, there's no way their defense this year could be as bad as it was last year. It has to be at least a little bit better, because that was just catastrophic last season, and forcing Joe Burrow to put up 35 points every game and still losing. So I think they've added to that, and hopefully, you know, I mean, for Joe's sake, hopefully it brings in some wins. But I mean, regardless, this division, the AFC North, is going to be very, very tough yet again. I mean, every year it feels like this is the toughest division in football, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough division. And I would say this, the Bengals lost 7 games by a touchdown or less.
Right.
So they were right there, even with the issues. I mean, they're a good football team. There are 3 really good football teams. And I think part of the Steelers' issue is not even that they're as bad or their talent level is as down as the AFC is so good. Buffalo, Kansas City, Denver's on the rise. I mean, the teams in your own division. Houston is still a really good team. New England is on the rise. I mean, it's just a very good AFC with very good quarterbacks right now, which makes it such a gauntlet to try to run through.
Well, and I was going to say, the quarterback play in the AFC is really, I think, what's leading all of this success for them. All of the top quarterbacks in the NFL pretty much reside in the AFC. And I think for the past 5 years, the Steelers have really struggled to figure out that position. I think it's really kind of what stood in their way is they didn't have solid quarterback play. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers is the answer this year? Do you think he's actually going to live up to what we all hope he will be? I mean, it's been so tough at training camp, right? Because you can't really get a good feel for it out there. I mean, we've watched him every day, and it's not. If the season goes how it's looked, it's so.
Well, Cassidy, I would say this, and we've seen this. I feel a lot better after the last 3 days than I did before that.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense has come on. They've looked more fluid. We've seen them make some plays. Now, as part of that, because Hayward's not out there, Watt hasn't practiced a lot, that Jalen Ramsey hasn't been out there the last few days, that Porter has been in and out, that Slay missed a day. Like, could that be a reason why the offense has been better? Sure, but there still seems to be more fluidity, and it seems like the timing is better with Rodgers and his receivers, and I do think that they are going to be a better offense this year. Are they going to be good enough to where they can be a Super Bowl or AFC champion or even playoff contender? That's where we're going to have to find out. And I think it starts up front with that offensive line. If they can get a ground game going to where play action works for Aaron Rodgers, then I think this team has a chance to be really good.
Yeah, and hey, on the defensive side, it's the best defense of all time, right? According to Juan Thornhill. So there we go. All right, guys, we're going to head to our last break. Give us a call, 412-575-2600.